Welcome back to District Dialogue. Again, I am joined today by Managing Director Suleman Rana, who is working with the Department of Transportation and supporting our needs in District 3 and in Douglas County across the globe. So Rana, good morning and welcome to District Dialogue.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Commissioner, for having me here today.
Absolutely. So one of the things I always like to do as part of District Dialogue is to have you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, as you said, my name is Suleman Rana. I'm the Managing Director for our Transportation Services Division. This division is comprised of 3 departments, Public Works, DOT, Department of Transportation, which is also my core department, and Connect Douglas, which is our transit agency. All together, we have about 115 professionals in our division, and 6 sub-departments that support specialty lines of businesses within these departments. Our division is tasked with delivering the core service delivery aspect of our county government, from landfill to road maintenance to thousands of riders on our roads and buses. My division proudly serves over 80% of the population on a daily basis. A bit about myself: I'm a proud Yellow Jacket. I received my bachelor's and master's in civil engineering from Georgia Tech. Before coming to Douglas County, I worked as a consultant in the private industry, helped deliver various federal and state projects across the state here in Georgia. I also had the privilege of serving as an adjunct professor at KSU in their College of Civil Engineering, where I taught 30-year courses, statics, strength of materials, and some other technical courses. And just to conclude, I would say, I'm a passionate engineer who's focused on results-oriented efforts, and I am deeply invested in professional development of myself and our workforce.
Well, that's excellent. And one of the things that you mentioned, in addition to your dual degree at Georgia Tech, is they were with high honors.
That is true. Thank you for that plug.
Absolutely. So I can only imagine your students that you're teaching at Kennesaw having to match that energy and to be high achievers as well. So do you really like giving back and teaching and working with our upcoming engineers?
Right. So that was my mindset going into teaching, being able to do what I did and the successful journey I had in college. I had this desire to give back, and I picked Kennesaw State because, some of my family members had graduated from there. I personally had my initial start from that college. So I wanted to be able to give back to the students and show them, what I did and how it worked for me, so I could help others do same and even better than myself. And I think as students, oftentimes we have a very cone vision. My vision going into teaching was help broaden their thinking and really push them to the next stage in terms of learning, in terms of getting professional experience, and really giving them the technical side of insights of the industry, not just purely academics, but the mix of academics and the industry.
Okay, I think that's great. And one of the things as a student myself is that all things aren't academic. You also have the practicum. You also have to give the real life experience. And now you are able to give that real life experience to your students. And even as a leader here in Douglas County, one of the things that I'm very passionate about is our traffic. So traffic on Chapel Hill, one of the areas that I am responsible for as serving as District 3 Commissioner. Why don't you share some of the new initiatives or some of the things that we're trying to do, and not only on Chapel Hill, but just throughout Douglas County to help look at traffic flows and improving the traffic here in Douglas County?
Sure. So I'll start by saying, traffic congestion and transportation issues are shared amongst all counties here in Metro Atlanta, but throughout the state and other states. And it's just a big issue in the world that we live in today. Certainly Chapel Hill is one of the busiest thoroughfares in our county. We see thousands of riders on a daily basis. There are different ways on how you can address the problem. There's two pieces when you're looking at a corridor improvement. One is traffic operations. Second is capacity. So initially, when you had newly come into the office, we had some detailed discussions about improving the efficiency of what's out there. So what we really did most of earlier part of this year is we looked at all of our traffic signals, the countless intersections that we have, and we really optimized our signal timings, our traffic flow, just to make sure that we're providing the maximum efficiency of the existing infrastructure. We were able to achieve 5 to 10% of reduced congestion through that optimization. So that was a great step ahead. But to give you a perspective, you know, if you're dealing with a corridor that serves about 50,000 riders on a daily basis, there's a number of factors that play into congestion. So the second step is looking at the capacity. Now, if you have more riders than what infrastructure can support, regardless of what you do on the surface, you will have congestion. So to solve that, you know, there were various capacity adding projects that were initiated or programmed under our SPLOST 2016 and 22 programs. We currently have 3 projects programmed for Chapel Hill Corridor. The idea is to address the termini, which is the interchange and the intersection at State Route 166, where on the interchange side we're widening the segment between Hospital Drive all the way to Arbor Place, and really add some additional capacity to serve the daily load that we see at that specific interchange and the adjacent intersections. Next step is widening. Ideally, you would like to widen the entire Chapel Hill corridor, but in terms of cost and construction, there's a feasibility discussion and a resource identification that needs to happen. But we were able to program a segment of Chapel Hill for widening, which is from West Chapel Hill all the way to Dorset Shoals, about 1.3 miles of corridor widening. What that would do is that would give you additional capacity at the stem of the corridor. And then lastly, as you go towards State Route 166, very busy intersection. We've seen numerous crashes on that intersection over the past few years. So our idea is to install a roundabout to really facilitate 2 pieces. One is congestion, second is safety. The reason we like roundabout is it's a multifaceted approach. It addresses both problems concurrently, and we hope to achieve great results from those improvements.
Well, we're so looking forward to these improvements and these initiatives. I know some of them are going to be starting in 25, others will be delivering in 26. So we certainly are looking forward to seeing that. And safety is just paramount in my mind. One of the safety initiatives that you're putting forth now is on Douglas Boulevard and Highway 5, where you've added an additional turn lane. So can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. So we're proud to mention that project because we recently finished the project about 5 months ahead of schedule. This was one of the legacy projects, but over the past 2 to 3 years is when we really fast-tracked this project into design, right-of-way acquisition, and eventually into construction spring of this year. The project was scheduled to be finished in about 12 months, but we were able to finish it just under 6 months. So the intersection that is in question is Highway 5 at Douglas Boulevard. It's one of the busiest intersections, sees about 42,000 riders on a daily basis. And over the past 5 years, we have had 200 accidents at that intersection. So one thing about congestion is if it remains unaddressed, eventually it starts becoming a safety problem too. And with this turn lane added, it's about 600 feet of a turn lane. What it does is that it facilitates the excessive right turn movement, especially during peak hours, and separates the through and left turn from that right turn that's stuck in the backlog. This project was valued at about $1.2 million. It was a 50-50 partnership with the city, and we're glad to be at the finish line now, and we hope that the community likes it.
Well, I certainly see all the work that's taking place and occurring out there, and we actually have some video and some information to share with you about this specific project. So take a look right quick.
We are at the intersection of Highway 5 and Douglas Boulevard. And this is a dream come true for us. We've been waiting a while as our county continues to grow and thrive. We realize that the infrastructure, there's a problem, particularly in this area. There's a tremendous bottleneck that occurs, and of course, all of us are busy in life, and time is of the essence.
We got with our fantastic director from DOT. He started looking into it, he started planning. This is joint effort with the city. So not only is this District 4, but this is also our City Councilman Terry Miller's district. which he and I have been talking about and about this project. So thank you so much to the city for this joint effort.
This intersection is probably one of the busiest intersections we have in the county that sees over 42,000 cars on a daily basis. Our team, internal and external team members, efficiently managed this project where we were able to finish this project 5 months ahead of time. We currently stand in state's right-of-way. In terms of land, this is city's jurisdiction, and the county took the lead in the project delivery. So this was a three-way partnership with a 50-50 cost split between the county and the city. This project was funded through SPLOST 2016, and I would like to thank our partners at the city, the state, and also want to thank our county administration and Board of Commissioners for their endless support as we continue to uplift the board's vision of delivering superior public service. Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed that, and we're looking forward to that intersection being widening and having the opportunity for that right turn lane to help traffic flow and also from a safety perspective. So with that being said, another area of safety that you hear me talk about a lot is sidewalks. Our residents love to have sidewalks so it can be safe. It's a safe path and safe opportunity for our residents to get out and to explore and to be out and participate in nature. So are there some new initiatives or some new things from a sidewalk perspective and the infrastructure that supports sidewalks that you would like to share with us at this time?
Certainly, I mirror your thoughts on sidewalks, and we think they're a very critical piece of infrastructure when we talk about transportation. One of the things that we do in Department of Transportation is anytime we undertake a project, we always have a multimodal approach to the project where you definitely have to address the road problems, but we find ways on how you can add pedestrian and multimodal components to your road infrastructure, so it becomes a more of an all-user piece of infrastructure rather than just thick pavement strictly for heavy traffic. So sidewalks have certainly been on top of our minds, and most of the projects that we've talked about in our prior segment would also be accompanied by sidewalks. Going forward, we have many new sidewalks planned. The largest one is a trail that is proposed to connect Boundary Waters to the Sweetwater Creek State Park. This is an 11-mile federally funded trail, which we're currently phasing in 3 different phases, and our priorities will be delivering phase 1, connecting Boundary Waters to Fairburn, and eventually with time we'll progress and deliver each phase individually. Now, sidewalks have this year, we were able to finish one of our sidewalk projects, which was to connect New Manchester High School to Boundary Waters. This was about 3/4 of a mile of a sidewalk. And the complexity of this was that this connects the school to a park in a very busy roadway. So we had to ensure highest levels of safety. So therefore, we designed a hawk signal, which is an on-demand red light traffic signal that students can pretty much have at their disposal. As soon as they're ready to cross the road, they can have a red light stopping traffic and for them to safely move back and forth and go towards the park and back and forth. That's about it.
Well, that is great, and I know that again, when we're talking about safety, is in the forefront of our mind, and putting that signal in, that hawk signal that you mentioned, is very, very important. So we do have some video, and we do have some information to share in regards to that New Manchester sidewalk. So go ahead and take a look right quick as we share that with you at this time.
Douglas County officials cut the ribbon on a new sidewalk connecting New Manchester High School to Boundary Waters Park, marking a significant milestone in community safety.
The parents around our community have expressed concerns about students and their ability to walk to campus. And I'm excited today that the county has heard that and taken the steps to correct that, to make it safer for students to get here. Most of our students come from the neighborhoods right next to the school and directly across the street. This sidewalk today makes it so much easier and safer for students to walk to school.
The project includes a hawk traffic signal to ensure maximum pedestrian safety in the heavily traveled residential area.
So as you get here and you're ready to cross, you press a button and you wait for the signal to go green for pedestrians. What's happening up there is it first flashes yellow for traffic, giving them a fair warning, and then it goes all red. When it goes all red, you get a pedestrian go-ahead sign in the signal pole, and then we can start the crosswalk. What you'll see is that traffic is instructed on the both sides to come to a complete stop, basically enforcing a red light. And if, God forbid, somebody was to break this, this will be enforced as if they're breaking a red light.
One of the things that I'm most passionate about is positive mental health and physical health, and I feel like this project is well on our way to making sure that our students and community members have that available to them.
This project is the fourth in a series of sidewalk projects completed in the area, including Lithia Springs Elementary School, Chestnut Log Middle School, and Maxim Road.
Everybody watching this clip can see the cars go by right in front of New Manchester High School and recognize that it's even more busy early in the morning during the time the students walk to school. So this sidewalk is incredibly important, and for that, we're deeply grateful.
So for our community that's near Boundary Waters, please feel free to check that out. And again, safety is paramount. So we hope that that definitely improves safety, and we're very, very appreciative of the team there in that effort. One of the other initiatives that I always love to talk to you about is road surfacing and paving our roads. So anything in 2025 that you would like to share, and some of the new ideas, new initiatives, or areas for a road paving that you and the team are working on?
Certainly, road surfacing is something that's very close to the hearts of the citizens and us as a department. We try to address a number of miles on an annual basis. This exercise is funded by state, partially funded by state, and then also partially funded by SPLOST. There's a state grant called LMIG, which is an annual grant that we get from Georgia Department of Transportation that helps facilitate resurfacing for county-owned roads. Then SPLOST 2022 has about $9.5 million dedicated towards resurfacing over 6 years, roughly gives you $1.5 million for annual resurfacing. Over the past 2 years, we've done close to about 6 to 8 miles of resurfacing. And as we go into 24, we're prepared to submit an application for that annual grant from the state. We are proposing roughly 7 to 8 miles of resurfacing for the county. That gives each district a little over 2 miles for their resurfacing. What we are envisioning into going into next year is that it would be a combination of local subdivision roads, but also larger thoroughfares that are shared and have a higher number of riders on a daily basis.
Okay, well that's very good. And again, we get a lot of opportunities to improve and safe with the roads there, and any way we can improve and make the roads safer, and road paving is definitely paramount to that. So we thank you and your team for that. And I also understand that 2025 is also going to be a great year for the Department of Transportation, as you have a new facility coming up. So if you could share some things about that.
Yeah, I think we're very excited for 2025. We've got great things happening on all 3 departments in my division. Our road maintenance division had an original building that was lost to fire in 2019. We were able to program a new building out of SPLOST 2022, and we're scheduled to complete that building by summer of next year. So our staff is very excited to have a new home base and have a new facility that supports their daily operations, but also supports their on-call and emergency operations, because DOT continues to be the right arm of the county, our law enforcement partners, and anytime there are weather emergencies, disasters, or even some of the crime scenes, DOT maintenance remains available to assist, and our staff remains on call for emergency situations, and we remain available to help county departments and the residents 24/7.
Well, that is great, and we have some video footage to talk a little bit and to show our viewers a little bit more about that facility. So stay tuned as we show a little bit more about the Department of Transportation's new facility coming up in 2025.
3, 2, 1.
While this is a great investment for our workforce, this in return will end up being an investment in a quality of life, a better and improved infrastructure for our residents.
We got the land disturbance permit, we're breaking ground, we're kicking off, we are ready and running. We should be done in less than 6 months. We'll be able to move the people in, and be able to start using the facility. This facility will be able to hold over 30 people, and they'll be able to stay overnight. They'll be able to utilize it. It has a small kitchenette, and eventually we're going to expand other things that we're doing out here at this location for DOT.
I had a chance to be standing right on Chicago Avenue and had a chance to see the fire, to see the devastation.
This facility used to be housed in a storage facility on the other side, and that had a fire. And this way it brings everybody back home, it's centralized, it's more efficient, the schedules are more timely. People are going to be able to respond when the need has happened rather than, oh, where are they? Let's try to bring them in and get where they need to go.
Thank you to our DOT department and all that made this happen, and the construction company that made this happen. This facility is much needed, and we've been waiting a long time for this.
So this is extremely exciting because this is our first major groundbreaking ceremony that we are sponsoring and hosting. So partnering with Albion to be able to build this facility, to get it going, to get DOT moving forward, and using a brand new facility. We are just so excited to be part of this. And the good news about this is the county will know how we're progressing.
This original building was built the year I was born, so you know it's personal. So again, I'm so excited to be here and so excited what we're doing.
Your SPLOST dollars from 2022 are what's funding this project and several other endeavors that we're doing throughout the county. So all these things, tune in and we'll be able to tell you more.
So I hope you enjoyed that, and we're looking forward to utilizing that facility to serve our residents, not only in District 3, but across all of Douglas County. So before I let you go, you're so busy, you're so involved, you're giving back to the community. Is there anything that you really like to do, any hobbies or anything that you really enjoy doing besides teaching and helping to support our communities?
Yeah, so I'm a very outdoor person. I like to take up any activities that involve me being outside the home and away from work if possible. Recently I've developed a passion for pickleball.
Oh, wow.
And I've been very active on courts, and I think I'm getting good. My brother seems to disagree, but I think I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
In different phases of my life, I've pretty much been involved in every kind of sports that you can think of, from basketball to tennis, but I think pickleball is the best out of all of those.
All right. Well, it's interesting you mentioned pickleball because I'm having more and more residents ask about pickleball courts here in Douglas County. So we have to pick that offline sometime.
Certainly.
And talk about what we can do to support that need, and I would love to see you in action.
Sure. Sounds good. Let's make it happen.
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming here, being a part of District Dialogue today. So again, I would like to thank our personal and one of our all-time favorite team members when it comes to making this community safe, none other than our friend Suleman Rana. So Suleman, thank you very much for coming, and I want to thank each and every one of you for participating and joining and watching another segment of District Dialogue. Again, Martin Raxton, County Commissioner, District 3, and we'll see you next time and very soon. Have a great day.